All right, so we're going to go over um, the assignment for today, and we're going to go ahead and complete this page, and it is page 476. I'm going to scoot this over. Page 476, to go ahead and you can pause this video and you can open up to page 476 to complete with me, and then you have to go back to 475 to complete. So we're going to take a look at this assignment here. All right, so the number of equal parts, we're going to read this up here. The number of equal parts a whole is divided into is the denominator of a fraction. Okay, is the denominator. Remember, it's the bottom number. So this is the big key point for today. Okay, the number of equal parts of a whole is divided into the denominator of the fraction. The number of parts being counted is the numerator. Okay. Um, a fraction greater than 1, larger than 1, has a numerator greater than its denominator. So it can happen where the top number is larger than the bottom number. So it can look something like this: 5 over 4, 8 over 4, 6 over 4, so on. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the first activity here. And each shape is one whole. So remember that. So if we're just taking a look at this shape, say we're just taking a look at this shape, and it asks how many are shaded orange, and just in this shape alone, okay? We can say this is 4 out of 4 is shaded orange, okay? 4 out of 4, remember, any number over the same number, so if it's 4 over 4, if it's 5 over 5, 6 over 6, 100 over 100, always equals one whole, okay? One complete. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are colored orange out of 4. That's one complete. So always remember that. You can say it both ways. If they ask for a fraction, you would say 4 over 4. If you ask for a whole number, you would say 1. Now, let's take a look at both of these. There are two wholes, okay? Each whole is divided into how many, each are divided into, this is right here is 1 divided into 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Well, these are called fourths, right? Each one is called a fourth. This is a fourth, this is a fourth, this is a fourth, and so on. This is also a fourth, okay? And this is a fourth, this is a fourth, and this is a fourth. So two wholes. Each whole is divided into 4 equal parts. Okay, so they're divided into fourths. So we have to remember that your denominator is going to look like this, because the denominator, what are the equal parts called? The equal parts are called fourths in this case, okay? They're all fourths. How many equal parts? Let's see, each one is divided into 4 equal parts or fourths. So, but how many parts are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 parts. That's going to be your numerator. Okay? So your answer for that would look like this. There are 8 equal parts shaded. Okay? Let's take a look at another one. There are 3 wholes, 1, 2, 3. Each whole is divided into 1 equal part, okay? So this is 1, they're all shaded orange. They're all they're all divided into how many equal parts? Well, 1 whole. That's going to be your denominator, right? Your bottom number. How many equal parts are there? There's 3. Anything over 1 actually equals itself. So this is going to be 3. So if there were, say there were 8, it looks like orange circles, okay, divided into 1, the answer is going to be 8. So anything over 1 is actually equals itself, the numerator. Okay. All right, so explain what each whole is divided into 1 equal part means. in example B. Okay, so here you're going to have that it's 3 equal parts that are shaded, and B, what each whole is divided into 1 equal part means. Well, each whole is divided into 1 equal part. That means one, basically that means 1 is the denominator, and we've talked about that already. So you can say something like that as denominators. So when we read this, take a look at it, we just read it 3 over 1 as 3 ones. Here would be 8 ones. This would be 3 ones. So you can also say it's 3 over 1. You don't say 3 firsts, these are just 3 ones. That's how you would read that. How do you divide a whole into 1 equal part? Okay? How do you divide a whole? So if this is a whole, into 1 equal part. Kind of a tricky question. You don't have to because it's already a part, okay? Just the same as if right up here, this is divided into 4 equal parts. I mean, 1 equal part is 1 equal part. So, hey, looks like if there's 3 people, say these are 3 Skittles. Each person is going to get 1 whole. If this were 2 Skittles, okay, and there were 2 people, okay, you would get 4 each, right? This goes to 1 and this goes to 1. Okay, try this. Each shape is 1 whole, okay, 1 whole. Write a whole number and a fraction greater than 1 for the parts that are shaded. Let's do the fractions first, okay? How many parts are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be, remember, our top. There are 8 equal parts. Each part, okay, if we look at this, we would call it a half, right? 1 over 2. This represents 1 of the 2 here. This represents 1 of the 2. 1 of the 2. This would be 1 of the 2. This would be 1 of the 2. This would be 1 of the 2, 1 of the 2. 1 half, 1 half, 1 half, 1 half. And I would write those all out. Okay, so it was 1 over 2. So our bottom number, remember, is how many equal parts? What are the equal parts called? Well, the equal parts are called halves, so there we go. Remember, they're divided into 2 equal parts. There's only 2 equal parts, okay? Remember, a fraction has to have equal parts. If they're not equal, we can't do a fraction. So what are the equal parts called? They're called halves. So our denominator is going to be 2 because they are divided up into 2 equal parts. Each whole is divided up into 2 equal parts. Then we want to say each shape is a whole, write a whole number. So the whole number is actually how many holes are here? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 holes. So little different here. Okay, you can turn to page 477 because 477 is one of the pages that need to be completed by adult. All right, let's do number 1. Each shape is 1 whole, right? Write a whole number and a fraction greater than 1. So right over here, just like we did in the last problem. So let's get to it. How many holes are there? This is going to be a hole and this is going to be a hole. So there are 2 holes. Okay. So our whole number is going to be 2 over here. Each whole is divided into how many equal parts? Each whole is divided into how many equal parts? Think about that. So let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So each one of these is an eighth, right? 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. All of them, they're divided into eighths. Divided into 8 equal parts. We can write a fraction because they're divided up into equal parts. Okay? So our bottom number, our denominator, is going to be 8. Okay? And how many are divided all together? There are blank equal parts shaded. Well, there's 8 equal parts here and 8 equal parts over here. If I counted all those up, 8 and 8 is 16. Our numerator equals 16. So this is a little bit different than what we've been doing because we're working with more than one whole, okay? Working with more than one whole. Let's take a look at the next problem. Use the number line to find whether the two numbers are equal, right, equal, or not equal. Okay, this is cool. 1/8 and 8/8. So we're going to look at 1/8 and 8/8. This is one of the eighths, but this one equals all of them. So 8/8 equals one whole number line, doesn't it? They're not equal. And I'm going to put not equal in E for not equal. 8/8 and 1. So here you have 8/8 and 1. 8/8, remember any number over the same number equals one whole. So these are equal. A big old E for equal. 1 and 4/8. Here's 4/8. 4/8 is actually half of the number line. It's right here. And of course, one whole is greater than 4/8. So you know they're not equal, of course, by using that number line of yours. You can do 5, 6, and 7 on your own, equal or not equal, but I want to get to our new skill for the day. Each shape is one whole. Write a fraction for the parts that are shaded. Write a fraction for the parts that are shaded. So we have 2 wholes. 2 wholes equals, well, how many? Well, they're in equal parts. What are the equal parts called? There's 1, 2, 3. So we know each of each is divided up into one of the 3. So 1/3. They're divided up into thirds. Third, a third, a third, a third, a third. Our denominator is going to be a 3. How many are shaded all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 shaded all together. Okay, remember that denominator. Just have to see what do you call the equal parts, okay? These are all divided up into equal parts, so yes, we can do a fraction. But we have 1, 2, 3, 3 wholes. We already have that here for us. How many equal parts are they divided up into? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So each one of these is 1/6. They are divided up into 6. Our denominator would be what? You should say 6. Okay. How many are shaded all together? You have to count all of them up. There's 6 here, 6 here, 6 here. You add those up, 6, 12, 18. 18 are shaded. 18 out of 6 equals 3. So 3 of them, 3 wholes are all shaded, or we could call it a fraction. The fraction we would call it would be 18/6. Okay. Number 9 is there's only 1 here. Okay. So what are they divided up into? They're divided up into 1. How many parts are shaded? 1. 1/1 equals 1 whole. All right, here's 2 wholes. How many are each divided up into? There's 1 whole. They're divided up into 1 equal parts. 1 equal part, 1 equal part. How many equal parts are shaded? 2. Remember, 2/1 equals itself 2. Okay. All right, the other pages are for you to go ahead and complete. They are 479 and 480. So our new thing is I'm going to be putting on here complete guided math pages with an adult. So page 475, you're going to have to go back to it. You probably could do that one on your own now. And then you can complete 479 and 480 on your own. All right. Let me know if you have questions on this. You need to know it, so make sure you know it. And ask if you have any questions. Have a great day.